All right. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me. So, last week I talked about, feeling the love of God shining through you. It's easy to love up, but also let love come in. Feel that you're loved. Feel that voice comfort you and tell you, I'm creating miracles for you now. I'm going to handle your problems for you. I'm with you and I'll never leave you. It's a very beautiful, although quiet and gentle voice. All right, and that gets you ready for this weird event. Cultivating true narcissism. What? That's right. Cultivating narcissism. What? You're asking me to become a narcissist? Yes, I'm asking you to become a narcissist. Become a true narcissist. What? All right, narcissism has a bad rap, for sure. But the story that I recall of Narcissus was this guy went down to the pond and looked at his reflection in the pond and was loving himself so much. Oh, God, you're beautiful. I love you so much. Oh, my goodness. That he fell in. Okay, now let's think about that for a second. Divine narcissism. If you allow God to love you, if you allow, Brahman, Holy Spirit, whatever your term is, the universe, if you allow the universe to love you, it's going to flow into you. It's going to love you so much as it heals your life and cures your life and shines love through you onto everybody else. It's going to love you so much, it's just going to fall in. You are the pond. It's just going to fall in, and then it'll be in you. And then you'll be a divine narcissist, okay? So consider that, all right? People who are accused of being narcissistic don't love themselves. They probably hate themselves and act out on others. So narcissism has gotten skewed, it's a way of blaming people for being needy or something like that. So I heard about this technique a while back, the mirror thing, how to love yourself in the mirror. And it was so challenging and threatening. Oh my gosh, it breaks all the rules. That's so vain. Looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I love you. Oh my God, that's terrible. That's taboo. But I wanted to try it because I like trying techniques and different things. So I got a very small one, little tiny mirror. And I practiced it. I'd just do the bliss technique, or I would do the Kriya and then the bliss technique, and then look in this little mirror and say, I love you, John. And, then I'd try to, primp a little bit, make myself look good, dim the lights, I love you, John. And it was challenging, so I'm going to invite you to try to do it and say your name, I love you. And then I'd be blissing out doing it, and then I noticed that I'd also say, I love you, God. And then I noticed that saying the two of them together created an interesting loop. So I'd do a bliss technique, or I'd breathe in, and I'd do the bliss, and I'd say, I love you, God. And then I'd look at that reflection and say, I love you, John. And then I'd do it again. I'd get high on that bliss breath, say, I love you, God. And then, I love you, John. And it created a loop between me and my creator, who I was just happening to call God that day, I love you, God. I love you, John. So try this for yourself, okay? Get a little mirror, get comfortable, do a little bliss, do a little Kriya breathing, maybe breathe in the in-breath, and while you're blissing out, say, I love you to yourself using your name, and then say, I love you using the name of divinity or the creator, whatever name you want to represent that, So you create this loop, and you feel that you're loving your creator, but you're also hearing your creator using your voice, of course, to say, I love you, John. Or wouldn't say that to you, but whatever your name is. But try it and play with it, okay? Because you are a duality for a little while. And duality, the purpose of it is love. So we all came here to pretend to be separate from our source, to have adventures and stuff, so we're two. But heal it, Love is the purpose of it. So you're two for a while. Pretending to be separate is you, your ego, little self, having adventures, But if you'll do this, your big self will come in. Your big self will come in, And the more you build that relationship with your bigger upper self, the better your life will be. And you talk to that self, ask that self for help, ask that self for advice, but have this love event someday and play with this divine narcissism just to see if it works for you. And you can pull yourself into the pond of your being so that your divine self is more and more in your heart mind, okay? So play with that and have fun. Please send it to a friend if it makes sense, you know. Love yourself and actually feel it, all right? And I'll be putting a lot more of these on Patreon. If you want to join me there, patreon.com, John McKenna. And like it if you like it, and subscribe if you haven't. And please share with me your experiences about this. I'd love to hear how it works for you, or if you have any questions about it, all right? Have a beautiful day. Love yourself.